Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel for yet another Sideshow 6 scale unboxing and review. This is Greedo from the Scum and Villainy line. And if you guys have been watching the channel lately, I've been doing a lot of Sideshow reviews, which has kept me busy. And I got this one from Hawk Wars Toys, the man, the myth, the legend on eBay. You can find a link to his eBay store in the description below and a code for 5% off any regularly priced item. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss any new content coming your way. All right, let's get on with this. This is the Scum and Villainy line, and this isn't something that I thought I'd get too far into. Definitely have Bib Fortuna pre-ordered from Return of the Jedi. He's going to go well with my Jabba the Hutt. But I was kind of on the outs with Greedo. You know, he's kind of not even, I wouldn't even call him a side character. He's more of just somebody we see, you know, for a split moment in the movie. But very polarizing nonetheless, and you know what, I was just too weak and I had to get him, so here he is in the collection. And thank you, Hawk, for the hookup. The box looks nice. It's obviously smaller than your Hot Toys typical art box, and there's a reason for that, because you don't get a whole lot with it, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit here too. But once we get it onto the table, it is a really nicely done art box. I gotta say that. I love the info and the imagery on the back. Very sharp image on the front of the actual figure itself. And when we open up, holy cow, there is nothing with this figure. And I know with Sideshow it's usually slim pickings, but this is, I mean, come on, this is a little much. You get one hand and a pistol, which we'll look at in a little bit here. Underneath there is a stand as well. But let's get the figure out. He looks great, first impressions, but let's get him out and let's take a look at the base first. That's what we usually start with, but there's not much here, so we're just going to throw it all together and start with the base and the accessories. And typical Sideshow style, you just get a black base, and there's not much to it at all. They could have put a little bit more work into this. It says Star Wars on the bottom. I mean, you could have put Star Wars on the front, like with the gold and black. Could have done something there just to make it a little bit more attractive. You know, the pistol here, nicely done, but there's a little bit of weathering, but really not much at all. It's mainly just like a black painted pistol here, so not much there as well. But it is unique to Greedo and his pistol. And then we do have the pistol holding hand, and you got like his tentacle looking suction fingers here going on. They look pretty cool. But something else is like they couldn't even give us extra pegs. They give you one, they always give you one per hand, but we get 3 total. Like, what if one breaks, or you know, like, it's just nice to have at least a couple extra pegs, but you get one, so it is what it is. Let's get the wrapping off of the figure and get him on the turntable and take a look, because that's what we're really here for, right? It's the actual figure. And here he is, and I gotta say, this thing looks really pretty impressive, actually. You know, I know Sideshows, the paint apps aren't up to the standards of Hot Toys, but I gotta say, this looks a lot better than the 1.0 that Sideshow did. The tailoring looks really good. I like the outfit. Kind of the color pops really well, as you know, too. But the proportions look really good too. So I'm actually pretty pleasantly surprised with how good this thing looks here on the turntable. And let's get a closer look here, so you can see all the detail going on in the sculpt. You got like all the bumps going on. I love the eyes, and there's kind of like this deep blue color to them. Just gives them a little bit more depth. Don't really like that zipper on the back. We'll talk about that here in a minute too. But nonetheless, I gotta say, this thing is actually pretty impressive. I'm pretty happy. Let's get him in hand, get a closer look here. Feels pretty good. We're gonna take a look at the articulation in a little bit. But yeah, starting with the head sculpt, you got these cool, like, I don't know what they are, but it almost looks like a mohawk, but they got a little give. You got those deep blue eyes. You got the big old alien ears there, and obviously like the antennas there at the top too. But like the zipper, I don't know what's going on here. The zipper's hanging out, and it doesn't even like go all the way up, so it doesn't zip the back of this. It'd be nice if it was a little bit tighter to the neck. It doesn't really affect the front of it, but it's still kind of an eyesore from the back. You got the ripping on the arms there. You got the vest, which does feel a little cheap. The nylon material feels really good though, and it looks really good. The tailoring again is a lot better than the 1.0. The belt definitely feels a little cheap. Like the buckle can just kind of spin. I'm not really sure what's going on with that, if it's just like almost pegged into the belt itself. The holster feels very thin and cheap. Pleather material. Does have a magnet though to holster the gun if you choose to do that. And then obviously the hands are just the relaxed hands. And you can see the other details going on the belt. But the vest is okay too. It's just, you know, it feels a little thin, a little bit, you know, not great. But you got some weathering there on the bottom of the pants. I like that a lot. That's a nice touch. You got the boots smooth on the bottom. But the boots look pretty good too. Like the outfit itself is actually pretty good. Again, I like the color. Got a little bit of bounce, but the head is loose. So you can see if we just shake a little bit here, it's not going to be to Hot Toys standards. And the reason why I'm talking about Hot Toys standards is because this thing is priced to be a Hot Toys figure. This is in line with what Hot Toys sells their figures for. And I'm not talking about their side characters like this. I'm talking about like main character figures. So this doesn't come with anything. And it's obviously not up to the standard of Hot Toys, but yet they're charging the same price. So it's very polarizing. But here he is, just for some comparison with some older Hot Toys figure. We have Luke Skywalker from A New Hope, and it looks like, I don't know how tall Greedo was in the movie because we really just saw him sitting, so it's hard to tell what size he is. But here he is with another Sideshow piece that I have. It's Skiffguard Lando, and again, they're pretty much on par. Lando's a little bit taller, I do think. And then, of course, we got to have him with Han Solo. Very classic to have these two together. And we could use a 2.0 for this Han Solo too, if I'm being completely honest. But let's get him on the turntable, get a couple poses, talk about some of the things I like, some of the things I don't like. And then we're going to show you what we're going to do with him in the display. So starting with the things that I really like about this figure, it's the tailoring and the proportions. Very much improved from what I've seen with the 1.0. Looks night and day different. The head sculpt and the eyes are really good too. I think this looks a lot like Greedo. I don't really see any issues with it. I love the deep blue eyes that he has there too. And obviously the last thing I like is this is OT, you know? I'm looking forward to adding these pieces that not everybody has, and not everybody's going to have these Scum and Villainy line. They're not going to have this Greedo. So the fact that, yeah, he's probably overpriced, but to get him in the collection, I'm still pretty happy with that. For some things that I didn't like as much, you know, obviously the clothes, some parts of the clothes like the belt, the vest, they feel cheap. They're not up to Hot Toys standards. There's zero accessories with the figure. I mean, come on. I mean, like, you had to get the early edition to get the Spotchka glass. It would have been nice to at least get that, but, you know, they put that behind a paywall, so it is what it is. You know, the base is beyond lazy and boring. I mean, come on, for $280, you could have at least given us something with the base, but they didn't do that either. And finally, my last gripe, as we take a look here, how I'm putting them into display, is the price. Like, this should be $225 to $235 in my opinion. For what you get, like, again, material, accessories, the base, the body. The body is a lot better than older Sideshow stuff, and it's not really loose. There's a couple, you know, it's not the same as a Hot Toys body, but it still is pretty good. So I know this is polarizing because people, you know, there's other priorities if you're going to spend the money, and I totally get that, and that's why I'm not going deep into this line. It's really just going to be Greedo and Bib Fortuna, and there's a slight chance Spaghetti Rook, but we'll see. So here you can see how we're going to have him in the display. I think he looks great, just kind of propped up on the archway here, you know, just kind of got this Mos Eisley kind of setup going on from A New Hope. So I'm super excited, though, to have him. I think he really adds a lot to the display. He really pops, and he looks good. So let me know what you guys think. What do you think about the price for these Sideshow figures, too? I want to know in the comments below. And, yeah, if you haven't already, hit up Hawk Wars Toys. He'll help you out. He'll hook you up. And thank you guys so much for watching. Till next time, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.